One of the first things I hear about when someone is trying to lose weight or change their diet is that they need to start counting calories. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about why calories don't really matter and what does. So what exactly is a calorie? A calorie is a measure of energy and you need calories to survive. Everything that you eat is going to have some type of calories in it, whether it's coming from a fat, a protein, or a carbohydrate. Calories are, I don't want to say important because they're not really important, but you do want to watch how many you have, but there's so many other factors than just the number. When people talk about counting calories, I always think about restriction. I can't have this, I can't have that, this has too many calories in it. I can't have this, food because it's got 180, but this one has 80, so I should have this one instead. And there's so much of that. I recently had a client come up to me and she came in for an appointment and she was eating less than 1,000 calories a day. And she says to me, I lost weight in the first week and now I'm not losing any weight. I don't understand. I'm eating so low calorie and the weight's just not coming off. Like, what else should I do? And she's not going to continue to lose the weight because basically her metabolism is just slowing down and she's not burning calories efficiently. So eating so low calorie is not going to help with weight loss in the end. It's just going to slow your metabolism down. That and skipping meals. I get people when they're starting to count their calories, they get to the end of the day and they don't have any calories left, so then they end up just going to bed hungry. Again, you're just messing with your metabolism. It's way better to choose something that's healthy than it is to go to bed hungry and then be starving when you wake up in the morning. I often think of counting calories as like a Band-Aid approach to what the real issue is. So a lot of times when most of my clients are overeating, it's because of, high stress or their emotions or they're just bored. And counting your calories is just going to kind of put a Band-Aid on that issue. So you're going to count your calories, you might lose some weight, and then maybe you stop counting your calories. You're still going to have, the emotional eating, or you're still going to be stressed at times. So figuring out what to do in those situations is way better than just counting the numbers and then you get to the same situation again and you still don't know what to do. Another thing that comes into play with the counting calories and, do calories really matter, is you can be eating 1,200 calories of just pure junk. So I've seen so many food diaries of people who are eating less than what their calorie allotment is, and they're still eating a ton of sugar, a lot of salt. They could be eating a lot of unhealthy fats. It doesn't really talk about, food quality when you just think of food as numbers and not, getting nutrients or getting energy. So when you're thinking about one food versus another, an example, potato chips versus almonds. So maybe you have a 100-calorie bag of potato chips and you have 180 calories of almonds. You're probably going to say, yeah, the almonds are healthier. But I get sometimes people that say, well, I'm going to save 80 calories by going with the chips instead of the almonds. Well, by going with the chips, maybe they're baked so they've got less fat in them. Maybe they're in the nice little 100-calorie bags. They're not going to have much, if any, fiber at all. The fat is usually not the good type that you want. There's no protein, there's no fiber, there's no vitamins, minerals, none of that kind of stuff. Versus your almonds, you're going to get the different nutrients, like the fiber, stuff that's going to keep you fuller for longer. So it's a way better quality food. And chances are if you eat a bag of potato chips, you're probably not going to be very satisfied for very long because you're not going to have any of the good stuff in it. So stop thinking about food in terms of like numbers and, watching 20 calories here and 20 calories there, and think of that whole quality approach instead. One last thing about calories is that your body processes them all differently. So when you have carbs, fat, and protein, they all get broken down differently in your body. So my example earlier about the chips and the almonds, your chips are mainly carbohydrates. Your body is your blood sugar is basically going to increase very quickly after eating them, versus things like your nuts are going to have the protein and fiber, which are slower digesting. They're going to have healthy fats in them, so your blood sugar won't spike and then drop. Calories, it's when you think about the calories, again, it's the quality, because you can be eating 1,200 calories of, junk like your potato chips and your soda, and then you could still end up with things like diabetes and hypertension, even if you're within your calorie limit. Again, it's the quality of the food that we're talking about. So ditch that whole calorie counter approach and go for more of the whole foods. So look for your healthy fruits and your vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, things that are limited processing, and things that are really just going to give you the nutrients that your body needs.